Hello everyone, back to tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 18th of April. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM Ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks, and we'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video. For the next 4 weeks, that will get us into early May, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released our weekend forecast and the ECM 42-day 6 weeks look ahead as well, so please check out those free vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe on videos. Thank you so much everybody for doing that, and make sure you drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. We thank you so very much everyone for doing that. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Easter Saturday, isn't it, today? Thanks so much, everyone. Right, okay, let's start off with the central temperature. The CET is still sitting at 7.8, which is 0.1 degree below average up regional to yesterday, to the 7th of April. So, not going to be too far from long-term averages for the first week of the month. But do a little bit of CET Saturday, just to put April into context. So, this has been CT page at the UK Met Office with every month's central temperature going all the way back to 1659. The CT is the longest and most reliable and consistent temperature record anywhere on Earth. Of course, the further back you go, the more unreliable it gets. So when you get back into 1600s, it is only a snapshot. Right, so let's come down to 2023. Here it is then. We can see that January came out at 5.2, February very mild at 6.5, and March at 7.0. April's number is going to be placed just there. So how's April been shaping up over the past few years? Well, last year we had a very warm April at 9.2, but the year before that, 2021, we actually had a cold April at 6.5. That was our coldest April since 1986. It was coldest April for 35 years in 2021. Really warm April in 2020. At 10.5, that's one of the warmest Aprils on record. And then before that, 2018, 2019, both warm with April, as was 2017 as well, really. 2016 was a bit colder at 7.5. Very warm April at 10.3 in 2024. And then our warmest Aprils on record were 2007 at 11.2, just there. And we thought, that was remarkable, that was amazing, and will take a long time to beat. It's only 2011 that we beat that with 11.9, extraordinary warm April that we had in 2011, absolutely obliterating previous long-term records. So 2007, 2007 and 2011 both seeing the April CT going into the 11s for the first time. What about cold Aprils? Hold on, everybody. Excuse me. What about cold Aprils? Well, we had a cold April, as I said, 1986 at 5.8. That's the last time I had an April CT in the fives. And then April 2021 was the coldest April since 1986. The coldest April on record is actually back in 1917, I think. At 5.4 in 1917. That was a very warm April, which for a long time held the April record in the 1800s. So then it's just there, 1865 at 10.6. And for a long time, that was a very long-standing record, but April 1865 held, but then in more recent years, of course, that has been kind of superseded. So there we go. You can get anything from like just 5 Celsius for April all the way up to 11 Celsius. I suspect this month will neither be in the 5s or the 11s. It will be somewhere in between, and we shall see at month's end just exactly where we're coming out with April 2023. Hope you found that interesting, everyone. Okay, centering temperature. Know what I'm talking about. These were GFS upper temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at London today. again. So the red line's a 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off around to a bit above average as we go through the early part of this weekend. Upper air temperature will then drop through next week. It will start to turn cooler and also more unsettled. But then as we go to the second half of April, it does look as though we could get a warmer spell setting up then. For the third week of the month, the upper air temperatures are lifting up and taking off a little bit, becoming really quite warm with some of these GFS Ensemble members. Late on, towards the very end, there is a bit of a cool down. That's in evidence going back closer to average, so it might only last a few days. But it does look as though things could get quite warm through the third week of April, possibly reaching 21 Celsius for the first time this year, Ben. Precipitation-wise, next couple of days will be relatively dry, but from Monday onwards, certainly more unsettled, and certainly next week looks quite unsettled with further bouts of rain to come. Could be a little bit stormy around the middle part of the week. Check out Weekend Forecast for more about that. Drier then for a while with the third week of the month as it warms up, and then possibly turning more unsettled into the last week of April as it starts to cool down. Temperature anomalies show me 8th to 16th of April around to a little bit below average. And precipitation anomalies show me 8th to the 16th of April around to a little bit above average, particularly so for England and Wales. A little bit drier there for northern and eastern parts of Scotland. Latest Windflow Map from urbanknowschool.net shows that high pressure control over Scandinavia up here. Lots of low pressure out in the Atlantic. This low will be getting rid of the high pressure by Bank Holiday Monday, so things more unsettled then. Okay, let's have a look at the latest weekend Euro run. Midnight on Tuesday, showery or westerly winds. On Tuesday, and then a deep area of low pressure pushing through Tuesday into Wednesday. That could bring heavy rain and potentially gale force winds with it as well. That low pressure clears out around Thursday, pulling in a cool showery northwesterly. Another area of low pressure heading in through the end of the week and into next weekend. That could bring another bout of quite wet and windy weather towards the end of next week. Very unsettled UK Met Euro run today. Icon looks like that again. Very showering on Tuesday. There's that low coming in on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Could bring heavy rain, potentially gale force winds to some parts of the country as well. Very, I don't know whether you'll say that's an autumnal looking chart or a wintry looking chart, given that it's, I suppose you'd say that's like quite a winter type chart, wouldn't you? It can't be autumnal in spring, really, can it? Anyway, I'm off on a tangent, as always. Unsettled through to the second half of next week and into next weekend as well. Just a little bit of a ridge starting to build in from off the Atlantic by next Sunday, 15th of April. And winds going into the southwest then might start to allow something a little bit milder push up from the southwest with temperatures. GFS midnight run. Again, looking showery on Tuesday. Look at that little lows dipping through into Wednesday. That could bring gale force winds and heavy rain with it as well. Showery through to the second half of next week. Then beyond that, start to get a push of southwesterly winds as we go up toward day 10. High pressure builds into France, so it turns a little bit drier down in the south and also milder as well. That could get the temperature into the mid to the upper teens. So it doesn't last long. The high pressure pulls out to our west and we start to bring down a cooler or colder northerly through the third week of April, which then turns northeasterly. So certainly no sign of anything particularly warm there on the GFS midnight run, with high pressure out to our west and winds coming around that high pressure from a north or a northeasterly direction. But GFS 6 said, once more, it's looking rather showery on Tuesday morning. And then in comes that major low Tuesday into Wednesday, bringing heavy rain, gale force winds, and whatnot. Through to Thursday and Friday, remains unsettled and showery. Then we start getting this push of southwesterly winds next weekend. That brings some milder air up from the southwest and turns things a bit drier down in the south with high pressure in France as well. And up to day 10 and beyond, the high pressure then takes over. It's a big change on the GFS 6 then. A large area of high pressure takes over. That is a warm ridge as well, with that area of high pressure. The upper air temperature actually getting plus 10 Celsius isotherm into that high pressure. So turning warm and dry through the first week of April. And I reckon that would be enough to get the temperature to 21 degrees, maybe a little bit more than that. So the first 70 Fahrenheit type temperatures of the year possible there around the 19th, 20th of April. Again, there's your upper temperatures. They're looking really quite warm with plus 10 Celsius. Isotherm, right at the very end of the GFS 6 there, the high pressure repositions to start to have some cooler air back in, but there's a lot of high pressure there through the third week of April, so a lot drier, a lot warmer there with the GFS 6 there. Do you enjoy the video? Then please, can you like, share, subscribe? Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that for us. GM, looking rather showery once again on Tuesday, and then into Wednesday and Thursday, unsettled but not stormy with the GM. The GM is not convinced about this stormy weather midweek, but it is unsettled, and there's further bouts of rain with low pressure coming in all the way through to next weekend. Just starting to turn a little bit drier under this ridge by the time we get through to day 10. And then the ECM also looking unsettled but not stormy. The real part of next week. So not a done deal, but we're going to turn stormy Tuesday to Wednesday. It might just be generally unsettled with rain and you know, winter rain, but nothing overly dramatic. And then another low zipping through at the end of next week. That will actually bring stronger winds on Friday into Saturday across the country. Beyond that, up to day 10, high pressure starts to build to our south and east. Winds turn into south, but we can turn a little bit drier and warmer there as we get to day 9. And also to day 10, and that could get the temperature in the southeast possibly closer to 20 degrees there, I would have thought, by day 10. Let's have a look at the uppers. There we go, we've got plus 10 Celsius iceberg arriving in the southeast, so the ECM is also turning things quite warm by day 10. A little bit of a taste of early summer, maybe. Whoa, I don't know. Right, this is my precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Temp.com. Initially dry, but shower rain pushing through on Sunday night into Monday, and then we have very unsettled weather, wet weathery through the middle of next week, but not stormy. Just generally wet and, you know, not very nice weather. Wet, windy weather at the end of next week as well. That's Friday into Saturday. And then beyond that, we begin to turn a little bit drier down in the south, although some rain continues up in the far northwest. These are the ups on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office gets us to the 18th of April. 20 members of the ECM Ensembles, including the control and the operational room with high pressure building to our south and southeast, low pressure way to our west and northwest. That's turning drier and also warmer with winds coming up from the southwest. 15 also doing something similar, building that ridge up from the south, low pressure being pushed out of the way. Jet stream is rising northwards as well, that turning drier and warmer too. 8 again with a ridge in the country going up to Scandinavia and into the northern latitude. Should be a lot of dry weather with that, but could be a little bit cooler. Winds coming in from more of an easterly direction. And then another 8, keeping things very unsettled with low pressure in off the Atlantic and looking as flat as pancake with that one. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 23rd of April. 21 members of the ECM Ensembles have high pressure right over top of the country, actually dry. Fine with that. 16 with low pressure over top of the country. That looks very unsettled. And then 14 with high pressure. Again, being a lot of dry weather, but high pressure is more out to our northwest. So dry, but a little bit cooler with that one. So this is the warmest option just here. The majority option is the warmest option. This one also dry, but cooler. And then, of course, the 16 there. They are very unsettled. No range of options on the table, but we should get some drier, potentially warmer weather, I think, for the third week of the month. CFS Weeklies, finally, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first weekly period will take us from the 8th to the 14th of April. The coming week is looking unsettled with low pressure in from off the Atlantic Ocean. Into week 2, it's all changed. 15th, 21st of April, high pressure builds up from the south and goes north. That looks drier and warmer there into week 3. We find that the high pressure moves out to our west. It's 22nd, 28th of April. High pressure moves out to western country. Still a lot of dry weather with that, but probably a bit cooler with winds coming in from more of a northwesterly type direction. And then week 4, this looks a little bit alarming. Because from 29th of April to the 5th of May, the high pressure becomes centred on Greenland. And we've got trough of low pressure underneath it, but might be bringing some wet weather in from the Atlantic. So I don't know, that's around the bank holiday and running up to the King's coronation. Perhaps we'll have a washout. Perhaps it'll be a washout. I don't know, it's a long way. I think it's 4 weeks away, so it's not worth worrying about. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing. It's incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, okay, so that's it for today's vids. I'll just coming up tomorrow. Easter Day is going to start with the 6 AM UK weather forecast. We will have Solar Sunday on Easter Sunday, and there'll be a 10 to 14 day as well tomorrow. So keep checking back to the channel for more. But for this video and for today's videos, that's all for now. And thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Saturday, Holy Saturday, and bye for now.